Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this Christmas card making project brought to you by me using lots and lots of Anna Griffin goodies. So the first thing that we need to do is have our base card. Now this is my favourite size of base card. Everything I use I shall put on my blog in a detailed list. If you've ever got any questions, please ask on my blog or on Facebook. If you ask on YouTube, I can't reply. And I know I sound like a parrot, but for new viewers, I've got to keep sort of saying it. Because I've had a glitch with my account. So even if you comment on old videos and ask questions, I can't reply. So if you've asked a question and you've got no reply, ask again on Facebook or my blog. Okay, housekeeping over. So this is our card. This is a 7x5" card, and I'm simply using my super duper Anna Griffin bone folder from the Essential Tools kit to make sure I've got a good sharp neat edge along the side of our card. This is an ivory card base, and as I say, it's 7x5", and on our cardometer it looks like this. And this, for any new viewers, is something I've devised to show you at home a perspective of what size card that I'm actually working with. I've designed it, it's mine, my copyright, etc. Just to show you and give you an idea. So that's the size of card that we're using. Now the first thing we're going to do, as always, because I know this is your favourite part, is the inside of the card. So I've used a piece of very normal ivory paper, and I've run it through the embossing folder, and it was run through in Anna's Bauble and Bells embossing folder set, and this was the Christmas baubles. I know we've used it before, it's such a pretty one for Christmas. I've slightly inked it, and then I've taken it back through my die cutting machine and I've flattened it. So the ink that's taken on the impression of the baubles on the embossing stands out, now it's flat. Plus also we want it flat for the inside because we want the card to be able to close. So I've got double-sided tape on it, and I'm simply popping it in the centre of our card, like so. There we go. So that's the start of our insert. Next, I've cut a piece of pearl card, metallic card I should say, and I've stamped it using one of Anna's Christmas stamps, the 39 clear Christmas stamps, wishing you a joyous holiday season. Now I just want to point out how not perfect I am, how unperfect, because I stamped it and I thought, oh, that's a bit smudged, I'll stamp it again. So you see, I am really economical and try not to throw anything away, much to my husband's dismay really, but that's beside the point. So you see, even if you have a very unhappy accident, I've turned it round, it's not going to show or anything, so you can still use that piece that you've cut, and I've cut it to sit perfectly in the aperture that we cut for the base of the card with on the non-embossed layer, like so. And it actually does look as though it's still a little bit raised, but it isn't, it's the ink that's made it look like that. So have a go with your embossing folders, try it, emboss, ink and then squash. That's a good crafty technical term, because once you do it still holds that pattern from the ink. Now just to finish off the inside, I've taken a Christmas bauble from one of Anna's holiday kits, and I've run it through my Xyron machine. Now I've got to be honest, and you can see from the back, it was a 3D element, and I've peeled the 3D-ness away, and I've just been left with the top layer, so it's a flat sticker so that I can add it to the inside like that. And that just finishes off our inside. Nice and simple, something a little bit different. Enough room for you to write your to and from, and, you know, all the best for next year, etc. No room for a full essay, but you wouldn't want to be writing in a card like this for that. Use a separate letter. So that's our inside, and it's going to match perfectly to our outside. So I'm just going to use my bone folder again to make sure we've still got that nice sharp crease. Now for the outside, my first layer is one of Anna's 7x5 metallic layers, and it's in gold. I think this card is quite a luxurious looking card when we get to the end of it because of the colours. I think there's just something about gold and ivory and more gold. It just always looks so nice. Now I'm just turning the card round so that I can get this on straight, because I'm not the world's best of getting things on straight when I'm looking through the camera. So it's nearly straight. So that's my first layer. I haven't cut it to fit a matten layer. I've cut it just, well, it's the same size as the card because it's a 7x5 inches. So it covers the entire front of the card. Next I've taken one of Anna's metallic foil layers, and I've cut out the centre of it. I've simply cut it out with a craft knife so it makes it into a frame rather than a layer. And I think that looks really, I think it just looks so pretty. So I've got 3D foam on the back of it. So press it down. So far we've got our layer, base layer, and our metallic foil layer where we've cut the centre away. Next, I've used the same embossing folder, the Christmas baubles from the Baubles and Bells set, and I've used it on a mirror card. Anna's got some gold and silver metallic card, sorry, not metallic, some foil card. It hasn't hit our country yet, but I'm sure when it does, this will work just as well on it, if not better. But I'm just using normal mirror card for this, just a white luxury, white, I don't even know what I'm saying today, a gold luxury foil card. So I've taken it through the embossing folder and I've cut it to that size using one of Anna's centre dies from the ornate frame set, the large square rectangle one. So that's on 3D foam, and I'm simply going to position that in the centre of our frame that we've already cut, like so. Next, I've got one of the baubles, 3D baubles. Again, this was from a holiday kit from a while ago, but you always end up with a few bits and bobs left over, and this is one of those bits and bobs that I had left over. So I'm positioning it just a little bit further down from the embossing layer that we've just added. Next, I've got a sentiment, and this was from Anna's Christmas sentiment stickers from a while ago. In fact, no, I'm sorry, I'm fibbing there. It was from one of the holiday kits. So I'm just using a few of the bits I've got left over, and I'm slipping the top bit over the top of the bauble. I want you to see that bit. So I'm slipping that just over the top of the bauble like that, just so the point covers over it. And then I can press my sentiment down like so, and then I can finish off with a nice bow either at the top or underneath. Well, I'm going to go underneath because I want it to be at the top of the bauble and underneath the sentiment. And that is my card finished. It's such a pretty card, nice and easy, only a few steps, something a little bit different for your Christmas cards, stands up nicely. It won't cost any extra in the postage. You've only got the added layer from the sentiment and the frame, everything else is on the same level. It'll go in your normal 7x5 envelopes, and it's just a good card. It's a nice Christmas card, something a little bit different, and giving you ideas for using your embossing folders. So hopefully you've enjoyed watching this. There's so many other projects on my blog. Please feel free to share with your crafty friends, because you know we're all friends here, and the more the merrier. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to ask, but not on YouTube because I can't reply to you. So you can always find me on Facebook. I'm a bit of a Facebook bug, so I quite like Facebook. So I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.